Welcome to Holly Community Incorporated. My name is Janet and I'm going to show you some things in our demonstration center. Today I want to talk to you about eating and some of the barriers people can find when they're trying to use silverware and the plates. Sometimes plates can be a real problem if you're chasing around your peas and your corn and small items because they slip over the edge of the plate. With this one, it has an interior ridge on the inside, which means that when you're using silverware and you're scooping it back, it actually falls right onto the bowl of the spoon or onto the shelf of your fork, making it much easier to eat. Another item that's really good is the old-fashioned soup plate. It had a nice flat bottom, it had about an inch and a half high edge, and it would be easier to eat your food with that one, and sometimes people already have that. Sometimes you need different angled silverware. This is a built-up handle, and the bowl is coated, but it's also bent, which means that when you're holding it, you're not bending your wrist, which can cause problems. That's one choice. Here's a regular built-up handle. Also could make it easier if you have arthritis. This one is a weighted piece of silverware. This has got lead, I believe, inside or some kind of metal to give it a good weight to it. It's good for people who have slight tremors. It's not going to stop them, but it might minimize them. And then there's another choice, and that would be to take your own silverware and find one of these adapters. It's a foam handle, and you can slide it in there, and now you can use your own silverware and have it built up. These types of foam inserts come in different diameters. They come round, so if you're going to be using it for a pencil even, or a pen, these would be good for that. These are industrial grade, they're heavy duty, dishwasher safe. But for a choice, you can always use pipe insulation, which is cheap, readily available at your hardware store, and you can cut that off into lengths that are good for you, and when they wear out, just replace it. I wanted to also mention that if the plate slides on you back and forth, and that's an issue for you, something like a Dyson mat or some of that shelf liner that you can buy almost anywhere can be a real asset. It keeps your silverware and it keeps your plate from sliding around. But let's say you want to use your own plate. Here's an idea. You can buy this guard that will slip on to your own plate so that your plate looks like everyone else's. But when you're using your silverware and you're coming up, this becomes the barrier, and so the food will go onto your silverware. And these come in different styles. Sometimes you might need this style. So it really depends on your silverware, your plates, what you're trying to do. With this one, it keeps the food contained in a smaller area. So it depends on what you're looking for. Here's another idea for people who have a hard time holding on to these large mugs and cups. This one has a hole in the center, which makes it much easier to hold and less likely to drop it if you have some kind of a tremor. This is a strange little straw I wanted to mention. This one actually is good for people who shouldn't be swallowing air. There's actually a ball bearing in here. So when this is in a cup, the water level would be normal at whatever you're drinking at, but when you suck it up, the liquid goes all the way to the top, but when you release suction on it, the ball only travels to about there, and so this whole straw is filled with liquid. Just another idea for people to save and on taking in air. These are products that are available for you to come in and try and look at our demonstration center here at Holly Community. We're located in Salisbury behind Holly Center in the Senior Services Building. Please stop by and see us, and thank you for coming